Andy Stevenson for SevereMMA alongside the Pikeman and SBG Ireland. Big fight coming up on Saturday, February 25th against Luca Iovine. You've just finished a hard round of training there. How are you doing?
Yeah, tired, as it should be on a Monday morning, but yeah, feeling great, man. These sessions have just rolled in and they've all been fucking hard, they've all been enjoyable. We're 3 weeks out, feeling fucking fantastic, so ready to roll.
That's the main thing. How has this camp been overall?
Yeah, again, it's just the last few camps, they just keep getting better and better and better, and I think it's because I've kind of found a home in how to do it. You know what I mean? I'm a bit better. I've went with being more analytical. That's just the way I do things in real life. So I do it towards my fighting. One big thing that we've done recently is with sparring. Obviously, we record it anyway, but we go down. Me and my striking coach, we break it down. By the time I actually reach Dublin, we both have notes. We timestamp it. We go over, and that rolls onto the next session, the next spar, and we just keep getting better and better. So it's just yeah, it's been brilliant, man. I just can't wait to put it into action now on the 25th of February.
Yeah, you're a great man for the tape study. Which boxer of years gone by has been your main focus this camp?
I'm actually looking at a lot of Sugar Ray Robinson at the minute, especially. Well, I always do. Like, we're going to a good bit of Andre Ward, but I've been watching Sugar Ray versus Jake LaMotta, the Valentine Day Massacre, because Sugar Ray was kind of a little bit taller. He was fighting Jake LaMotta, a little small brawler, similar to the guy I'm fighting, and he fucked Jake LaMotta up on that one, so I'm going to do the very same.
So that's the plan here.
Yes.
Coming off the last fight, you know, a great win, dominant win. You were buzzing after it. You were calling out Mary Lou McDonald and Sinn Féin. Did you ever get a response?
No, but
in a positive way, though.
Yeah, no, it was received well. You know what I mean? But I'm a proud Irishman. I'm not very political as such, but it was the song. You know what I mean? It was a good Irish song, so that's why I won't be getting any 5 stars for singing, though, that's for sure.
They haven't been on to you for tickets for this fight, no?
No, but they'll be there. I'm sure they'll be there. Everyone goes to the Bellator and Tree Arena, don't they?
Yeah, I want to talk to you about. I don't think we've really talked much before about your Wexford support.
Yeah.
You were talking on Instagram about busloads of people coming up. It's going to be like I think you said like the '96 All Ireland final. What does that Wexford support mean to you? Yeah,
man. It's I made a joke saying it was going to be like a mini '96, because I still remember when Wexford won the All Ireland in 1996. It was only
that's about 30 years ago, was it?
Yeah, it was. I was 9, so a good 20-something years ago. But it was just such a buzz. But I said, it's only like a mini '96. And everyone I'm speaking to lately is casually, oh yeah, I'm going up. There's a busload of us going up, and then all of a sudden there's buses and there's guys going up with the trains. There's convoys. It's going to be unreal. So I can't wait. And I always have had great support. And then in the last one, it was just great because afterwards I went down and I tried to literally go and speak to everybody that came to support me. I'd seen fuck all of the fights because I was just on a buzz with everybody, and that's from all around Ireland. A load of people are coming from Cork. Shout out to SBG Cork, from Waterford where I started doing martial arts. So I'm very blessed to have so much support from around Wexford and the world. It's surreal. Yeah,
have you always felt that, or is that something do you feel it's been growing and growing over the years?
Since day one, those gloves I was wearing today were my amateur gloves for my very first amateur fight. It was fucking full rules, but from that day I had a huge support, and none of us knew what the fuck MMA was, but there was still a huge support. But it has just grown enormously. That same couple of hundred people that were in Wexford and White's Hotel that night are still there, but it's just multiplied, and it's amazing. There's people that are diehard fans, or people who just are only coming in. There's people who've said they've seen my fights and then started following MMA. So it's grown, but Bellator have been obviously a huge part of that. You know what I mean? And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, it seems like you had a massive amount of support there at your last fight. You obviously called out Leandro
Higo. It's the way I see him. He's like an Aldi version of Jose Aldo. He's like Jose Aldi. That's what I should have called him. But James got that fight. I think James is going to rip right through him. But that's the beauty about this bantamweight division. There's loads. There's fucking loads of people. I seen Nikita fighting the other night. That's the rematch I want to get. There's loads of fights. Josh Hill is fighting Cass Bell next. You've what's his name?
There's loads of them.
There's so many, and gonna crack this guy, gonna destroy him, onwards, upwards.
Yeah. Did it ever come close to happening, the Higo fight?
We were meant to fight before. There was contract signed for this one. There wasn't much talk about it. I can kind of see why, in a sense. Bring over to Dublin. He's not the most exciting fighter. He's quite boring. I'd make it exciting. My half would, for sure, but I think they're wanting a firefight, and this is why they've brought in Luca Iovine. He's a solid veteran, 18-8, good power, submissions, but he's a dead man walking, simple as that. You know what I mean? He's coming into my hometown and facing the most prepared Brian Moore there ever has been, and he's going to feel it from the moment we engage. He's going to feel it, and I'm not talking about power. I'm talking about pressure. I'm talking about speed, power, you name it. I have every advantage on him, and he's all going to see it.
Why do you feel that?
Because of the preparation. Every single time, every camp, I assess it. And in the last 2 fights, should I say, I've always worked hard, I've always worked smart, but I just feel like it's a different level. I'm a professional athlete. Bellator have given me the opportunity to train professionally, so now I've just expanded that, you know, and I'm obsessed. Every day I get more and more obsessed. I have to try and make a deal with myself, and I often break this deal that we're not looking at fights past 10 p.m. It never works. I'm always watching, I'm always studying, I'm always noting. Like, I have a playbook at home. I have, you know, hundreds of codes that I've been just working on, and it just keeps getting better and better, and I can't wait. I'm going to put it on this man. This is me, a chess master versus a guy who's shitty at checkers. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Obsession is what I'm hearing here. Absolute obsession to the craft, and it's not just my craft. It's the love for the sport. It's the study of the greats who've went before me, and analysing and breaking it down, and it's a hobby. It's like extreme stamp collecting. Do you know what I mean? Writing these things down.
Brian Moore, extreme stamp collector.
But that's what it feels. It genuinely feels. It's like I love doing it, and it's not a chore. The chore is the work that I put in, but that's enjoyable too. You know?
Do you ever collect stamps?
No.
Do you have any hobbies like that?
Did I? Probably. I can't really remember now off the top of my head.
Probably Irish history memorabilia, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. I've only a few bits and pieces, but hobby-wise, it's always just been sport for me. Do you know what I mean? Ever since. But this is the most extreme competitive you can be with a sport, so this is probably why it's just getting more and more obsessed. But it's more so like I said, studying the greats, studying the people, you know, the guys that do amazing things, and following suit. You know. Yeah,
you know, a part of that obsession is the dedication to the craft and the cardio. You put up a post recently about a gut check. You know, when you get to that moment in the camp when it's not really about perfecting your craft, it's just about digging deep. What is a gut check?
Yeah, you're going to get plenty of gut check moments. Another gut check moment is getting your hands wrapped. We always talk about that. You know what I mean? You're sitting there because what they call it, movement kills stress and anxiety for me. So before a fight, I'll be hopping around, I'll be visualizing, I'll be moving, but then all of a sudden you have to sit down and get your hands wrapped, and that's where your mind to kind of go, okay, here we go. Here's, you know, that's a gut check moment. But in camp, what I do is the conditioning. For this one, I went with Shark Tank, fresh man every 5. You know, it's so tough going. It's really, really tough, because you've an opponent who's resting for 5 as you're pushing. You know, I'm doing 4 and 5 rounds rather than just a 3, and that's gut check. You know what I mean? Because you know, I could easily just pick, you know, a same opponent, but I want to keep pushing hard. You know, because on fight night, I know I can go 6 rounds if I want, 10 rounds if I want. You know what I mean? Well, so a lot of these guys are just eking out their 15 minutes.
You said that, you know, you would often wonder in those moments when you're going through those cardio sessions or whatever sessions, what would your opponent be able to keep up? Would he, you know, be able to walk a mile in your shoes? Is that's what goes through your head when you're training? Yeah, and like it's funny because like I've always kind of been you know, an explosive kind of you know, doing a lot of anaerobic and alactic work. But like in the last few years, last couple of years, I've been doing long cycles, long runs, which is not my comfort zone. And in those moments, you'd be like, okay, if this guy was right beside me, where would he? Would he be ahead of you, Brian, or would he be behind you? Would he be side by side? Would you stop? Would he stop? So I just imagine driving to Dublin. You know, here's another trip to Dublin. Okay, if he's in the car ahead, you know what I mean? Would he follow you? Would he do the work? Would he do the hours? Would he coach as well? Would he be as good at the other things in life? So you know, that's, you know, you're constantly checking yourself and analysing. Wouldn't be like a Wexford man rallying up to Dublin. No, not like that. There's been kind of like a wave of different emotions going into your last few fights. Obviously, you talked about the mental health struggles. The last fight, it was more the anger. You could sense a real anger towards your opponents. You know, you had a lot to say about him beforehand. How do you feel going into this one against Luca Iovine?
I have no time for him. He's coming into my hometown to try to take something that I've worked way harder than him for. He can say what he wants, he can do what he wants. I know when two of us square up, me in the red gloves, him in the blue gloves, the guy in the red gloves has worked harder, simple as I've worked harder than this man. So he's not coming over where I'm from, in front of my friends, in front of my family, to take something that I've worked for. That ain't happening. So I'm going to destroy this guy. I don't like his style. I don't like every couple of fights he's on a legal knee and he's looking around as if, you know, what's up? You either don't understand the rule set or you're a cheat. So again, he's going to try to do that to me. Cool. I'm going to flatline him. You know what I mean? I have no time for him.
Do you think he deserves to be in the cage with you?
I don't care. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I respect him. He's power. He has good attributes. He's obviously training. I don't have any, like, I respect anyone who will get in there because we all have to put in the work and the craft and get to a certain level. But at the end of the day, they could put anyone. I asked for a top 10, but they can put anyone in there. They're getting the same treatment. It's just no mercy from the first bell until there's nothing left of him.
You've been calling for, you know, various different opponents, top 10 opponents. You don't seem to be getting the opponents that you've been calling for. Is it just a case of going in there and blasting through the next 1, 2, 3, however many it takes? Very simply, I'm going to keep winning until they can't ignore me. That's my attitude right now. I'm in no rush. I feel better than ever before, physically, mentally. I have more years to give to this sport, so why rush it? You know, if they're not ready to give me that step, I'm ready. If they're not ready, cool. I'll keep destroying guys until they can't ignore me, and that will go all the way until I have that belt. How does the fight play out on Saturday, February 25th? I expect him to throw his regular shots. I expect him to try and put power on me, but I'm going to use that against him. I'm going to pick him apart, and I'm going to find that shot, and that'll put him asleep. I really like my last performance, but I felt like my back was against the wall a little bit, where I needed to get the win. It was an obliteration, it was a domination. But this one, I can kind of not relax, not get complacent, but I can feel it a little bit more and get that finish. That's what I'm going for. Will we get a song afterwards? Yes. You'll be singing? Yeah, 100%. That's my thing now. You know, I'm gonna have to maybe Boulevard. I know that, but that will like that goes on for about 5 minutes, so maybe not. I'll they'll be like, we gotta cut the commercial here. Yeah. No, but maybe. Look at but that's the thing. I'm not really thinking of what's next. I am thinking of this opponent. I'm thinking of myself going in there, the team that I have behind me, all the work we've done, and putting it on in display. I can't wait to be behind that curtain ready for them to shout my name. You know, well, of course, all those, you know, those feelings. Well, you know, we get to do this a certain amount of times in our life. It's one of those moments we'll always remember. I get to do it again. It's magic. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Whatever comes next. But you know, the 25th of February, that night, that's what I'm focused on and putting on a performance of my life. Brian, I'm really looking forward to seeing you compete again. Thanks as always for the time. It's a pleasure. Saturday, February 25th, Bellator 291. Brian Moore, the Pikeman. He'll be there. Watch out.